All right, now let's go quickly here to the news dealing with Brittney Griner, and this deals with the her being found guilty. We knew this was going to happen in a Russian court. There's an article from NBC News dealing with this, and let me pull this up here from NBC News. Brittney Griner found guilty in Russian drug trial, sentenced to 9 years in prison. And let's see, do we have this here? Let's pull this up. Just a second here. I'm operating everything tonight by myself because we're not on 9:10 a.m. I don't have my board operator. Okay, this is right here from dealing with Brittney Griner. All right, let's go to this article. So she was detained on drug charges February 17th. She's been detained in Russia since February 17th. If we look at this article here briefly from NBC News, prosecutors had asked for a 9.5-year sentence for the WNBA star after Thursday's verdict. Attention will turn to the potential for a prisoner swap between the United States and Russia. A prisoner swap between the United States and Russia. So the U.S. Secretary Blinken announced about 2 weeks ago that a deal has been on the table for weeks. They put a deal on the table weeks ago. The ball, basically, Moscow holds all the cards. Okay, this moves at the pace of Moscow. Okay, not the U.S. WNBA star Brittney Griner was sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison after being convicted on drug charges by a Moscow court Thursday. Brittney Griner pleaded guilty last month in a lengthy trial that has underscored the frayed relationships between the United States and Russia since the Kremlin's invasion of Ukraine. Okay, it's the Kremlin's invasion of Ukraine. Now, prosecutors asked for a sentence of 9.5 years after closing arguments on Thursday, and that was Thursday, August 4th. In a final plea for leniency, an emotional Brittney Griner apologized and repeated that she never intended to break any Russian laws, but that she had made an honest mistake. She said she was in a rush packing, and she put the cartridges that had the cannabis residue in her bag. She has a prescription. She has a prescription for the cannabis because she's dealing with chronic pain from an injury. All right. We know that she's been playing for a Russian team, basketball for a Russian team for about 7 years in the off season. She has to play in the off season to earn extra money because in the WNBA, they don't make anything comparable to what NBA players make. And that is very hard on the body and doesn't allow your body to rest and recover during the off season, which makes you more prone and vulnerable to injuries during the actual regular season of the WNBA. Okay, so it causes your body to break down sooner and at a younger age, and it doesn't allow you to recover during the off season like you should, which makes you more prone to injuries during the regular season. I want to go to this clip here from NBC News. Brittney Griner sentenced to 9 years in prison, in Russian prison on drug charges. Let's go to this clip.
We have breaking news. Just seconds ago, a verdict was read in a Russian courtroom for the American Brittney Griner, the WNBA superstar, held in Moscow since February, found guilty of drug possession and sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison. The prosecutors had asked for 9.5 years. The judge is ceding to that demand, 9 years in a Russian prison. She's got 10 days to appeal this case, of course, having become an international flashpoint between Russia, the U.S. at the very moment that the Russian forces invaded Ukraine, and now there are ongoing prisoner swap conversations between Russia and the U.S. We see Brittney Griner there in the docks in that Russian courtroom where she has been this morning. She briefly addressed the court this morning, apologizing, saying it was not her intent to bring drugs into the Russian territory. Let's play a little bit of that.
I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here. I know everybody keeps talking about political pawn and politics, but I hope that that is far from this courtroom.
Brittney Griner moments ago. She has now been sentenced officially by a Russian judge, 9 years in prison. I want to turn to our senior international correspondent, Keir Simmons, who's with me here in New York. You've obviously covered Russia extensively. Tell us about this trial, this proceeding. What comes next?
Well, devastating news for Brittney Griner, her family, of course. The maximum sentence that she could have received, Savannah, was 10 years. As you mentioned, the prosecution asked for 9.5 years. We just heard just moments ago the judge announced that it would be at 9 years and a 1 million ruble fine, which is just over $16,000. As you mentioned, she's been told that she can appeal in 10 days' time. But as we heard the judge, and you saw her sitting in that cage there, she had to stand when the actual decision was announced. But you saw her most of the time sitting there, as you see now, her translator there with the short hair and the tie next to her to translate this hearing, this sentencing by the judge. She went through all of the evidence. What she crucially said was that she would find Brittney Griner guilty of conscious smuggling and possession. Now, as you know, Brittney Griner had argued that it was a mistake, that this vape pen was in her luggage, that she didn't mean to bring it, that she understood it was illegal in Russia. Clearly, what the judge here has decided in Russia is that it wasn't a mistake, that she knew what she was doing, and she has sentenced her to 9.5 years in prison.
In point of fact, Brittney Griner had pleaded guilty to the charges, but in this lengthy statement and through her lawyers had argued she didn't do it intentionally. That is an argument the judge has clearly rejected.
Okay, check out that clip from NBCnews.com. Okay, and yes, she's being used as. Let me close this out. Hold on. Yes, she's being used as a. She's being used as a political pawn also. Okay, check out that article from NBCnews.com. Okay, check that out from NBCnews.com. Okay, so we'll keep you up to date on what's going on with that. Hotep, everybody. Hey, this is Michael Imhotep, founder of the African History Network, host of the African History Network show. I'm a talk show host, researcher, lecturer, writer, and historian. And I want to give a special shout out to everybody who has attended the 11th annual Liberated Minds Black Homeschooling Education Expo. I just want to take a few minutes, and we had a great presentation that I did on Saturday. So I teach 2 online history classes. One on Saturday and one on Sunday. On Saturday, the class that I teach, normally 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is called Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. And this is normally a 10-week online class. We deal with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. We can't start studying our history in slavery. Even when we study the transatlantic slave trade, which is important to study, we can't start in 1619 or in the 1440s with the Portuguese, when the Portuguese get involved in the transatlantic slave trade. We have to understand the history chronologically and deal with the 800-year occupation of Europe by the Africans known as the Moors, who entered into the Iberian Peninsula, today known as Spain and Portugal, from North Africa in 711 AD. When we discuss the transatlantic slave trade, we have to first understand that African people are the original people of North, Central, and South America and have been in the land we call the United States at least 51,700 years. Now, the second class I teach is on Sundays. normally 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called From the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement and Black Power, 1865 to 1968. Now, these classes are normally $130. They're on sale right now, $60. We do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded, so you can go back and watch it anytime. So a year from now, 2 years from now, you can go back and watch the entire class. With both of these classes, I would say the content is PG-13, so you can use this with your children as well if you want to. Also, you can advertise with the African History Network. We have 3 new advertising packages. Our current promotion is buy 1 month to get 1 month free. We have 1 million followers at our Facebook fan page, the African History Network. And with our platinum package, we'll take out ads on our Facebook fan page for you as well to help maximize your advertising campaign. And we take your 30-second to 60-second commercial, we put into the rebroadcast of our shows, and also into the audio podcast of our shows as well. We only have 20 advertising slots because we have a finite amount of advertising space. Email us at AHNshow@TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AHNshow@TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com, or call us 313-462-0003. All right now it's corrects wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace. iRedify is a Black-owned digital platform that showcases Black and Brown cultures and people. The books on the platform are written by African-American authors, Afro-Caribbean authors, African authors, and so much more. Kids 14 and under can read ebooks, listen to audiobooks, and complete learning activities. Kids can even write in the books digitally. Get unlimited access to everything on the platform for only $8.99 a month at iRedify.com. Sign up for your membership today.
The work that I do is larger than the fashion industry. It's larger than the art world. And I believe that I was born to bring newness into this world. I'm Kaima McIntyre. I'm 24 years old and I'm an artist. I create everything from paintings to jewelry design, metaphysical jewelry to be specific, and fashion design. The only reason why my prom dress went viral is because people needed it. Within a few days of going viral, Notori Naughton reached out to me and she's like, I saw your dress, can you make me a dress? I was equally as shocked to be asked by a celebrity to design their dress at the age of 17. That's just one person, and the list just continues to go on to Janet Jackson, to Tyra Banks. It really hits home. That means that the discussion is happening on the grounds in real time.